Alright, we finally got to our campsite. Just set up the awning, the tent. Got Starlink up and running. We gotta go inflate the mattress. Alright, we are approaching night number 2. We are in Menominee County, I believe. I could be wrong, but we are north of Escanaba anyways. Last night, a lot of strange sounds, possible rocks thrown in the river, something walking in the river, a green light that nobody can explain. About 2:30 in the morning, Sarah was laying in her tent with headphones on. She could hear something walking outside of her tent. So she called out to Rich, and she heard it go between the tents, and the motion light over on Jeff's camper went on. And she said it sounded bipedal, and we've questioned everybody today. Nobody was out at 2:30 in the morning going to the bathroom or anything like that. So that's an interesting one. I'm down farther down the campground on the river away from everybody else, so I didn't experience anything last night. Of course, I got the dog with me, so that's kind of a deterrent for things to come around, but she didn't alert to anything. So we are in the same spot where that hunter went missing. 2022 was found the following early spring. So it was the guy from Chicago. That was a weird, the whole thing was just a weird thing. There's no explanation for a lot of that. It's a whole separate issue, but a lot of owls. We heard a scream last night, and I still think it was a screech owl. But it was just, I've spent a long time since I heard a screech owl, so I hear a lot of barred owls at my house. But right after and as the screech owl screeched, or scream anyways, whatever it was, right at the end of it, a barred owl kicks off, which, I mean, they don't generally answer each other. They're two completely separate species, so that was interesting. We found a ton of stick structures today. That's the area I'm going to go hit today. Kind of at the other end of the campground we're at, but some of these are very large and are definitely, there's no natural explanation for these stick structures. So it rained a lot today. I was going to move camp over there, stay over there, but I didn't feel like taking everything down in the rain and moving, so we're just going to walk. It cleared up for the night, looks like. I'll give you a quick look at the camp. So, got the power station powering up the Starlink, charging phones. There's Venture Dog eating a bug. We got the rooftop tent popped out. Last night we actually used a diesel heater. Got a little chilly, so that worked out fantastic. It got, even on low, I finally turned it off about 5 a.m. because it was getting a little too warm in the tent. So yeah, the river is right there. So hard to see in the dark, but that is the river. So I'm just swapping out batteries in the thermal imager and the night vision. Getting on some warmer clothes because it cools down. And we are going to go hit it. I can hear owls right now. All right, here comes night 2. Okay, one of the members of our group is camped right here. See if I can line up the night vision with the camera again. I am camped right there on the curve to the right and just past her. Yeah, that almost looks like eyes lit up back there. Interesting. So anyways, as she's walking up here, I got it adventure dog with me, so I'm trying to multitask here. Oh jeez. Bear with me. As she's walking up the road last night. Hang on, I'm actually going to switch to white light. So she is camped right there. I am camped right past her. First, as she was walking up the road here last night by herself, she started hearing something over this way, kind of pacing her in the woods. Right over in this direction. Right here are the bathrooms. So that's where she was headed. The group campsite is farther up ahead, but at one point, I believe it was her, when she went to the bathroom, she heard something over this direction. So you have the bathrooms here, this wooded area over here. Today I went out and found a bunch of stick structures. Some of them are legit, for sure. That's the area that I'm going to go focus on tonight. Alright, I got Adventure Dog with me. We scouted this area earlier today. There's stick structures all throughout here. I'm ahead of the rest of the group, so I'll come back tomorrow in at daylight and film some of the stick structures, but very interesting area. This is a lot of what this entails. I'm walking down a forest road in pitch black. Yeah, thermal's not working good tonight. The moisture in the air, I can pick it up heat signatures fine. I've trusted on other team members, but I mean I can barely see trees, anything. So I got night. So we have that arch over there, tree break right there. We have this arch right here, which is pinned down by that. There's Adventure Dog. Another arch right there. And another arch right there. So this arch is pinned under here. There's no way these trees fell from where that would have been standing. This one here is tucked under that tree, which once again, there's no way that tree fell where that one would have been standing, way back there. There's just no way that could be explained naturally.
You see the one all the way.
There's an old deer rub right there. So that hunk of birch there came from there. Fell, but that definitely did not pin that tree, which is way behind it, all the way down to here. We have that arch. This tree here is snapped at the base. This one here is bent to the base, both facing the same direction, which is the road and the river. Another tree break right there. We got a massive arch over there.
Yeah. Found this other one just to the right of her, to the left of it.
This one caught my attention from way out on the road. Have that broken off, snapped, wedged in between arch. Huh. Just very odd how that snapped, wedged in there. You got other branches on the other side. The road's right over there. This would be a perfect little place to hunker down and just watch traffic. And we got another break right there. Oops. Another break right there. At about the 10-foot, 11-foot level. You know, things like that are not conclusive. Things like this are not conclusive. But there are a few of them in here. I'm going to try to find. We found the other day where there's just absolutely no way they got there naturally. So last night, I was off on solo doing by myself in a different part of the area here, but they were walking this trail, had a hit on thermal, Jim Sherman there, and he walked into this part. The hit was up this way. So he estimated somewhere over here. Can't really see him, but there's some people out on the road out there. So this has got to be 100 yards. He walked in back there, and he thought it was somewhere right in here, but right there is the bank of the river. So he was standing back there as he approached. Whatever it was, could have been right here. You see it drops down into a little gully here. And right behind it's the river. A lot of times your initial first reaction to things are the correct one, because your brain's hitting it with what it recognizes. And as he approached this, in his mind, he said it looked like it stood up, and it was a person. And he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me." And he looked back down to his thermal, he looked back up, and it was gone. So, here we have the river. This is the Cedar River. So this area here could easily be traversed by anything. It's just wide open cedar. But between that little dip there and the bank here, you have a great hiding spot to view people. The road coming in is over that way, and this is just a side trail over this way. So when he gets home, he's gonna download the video off the thermal and see what we got. He believes he has the whole thing recorded, so it could be a bear, could be who knows what. So we'll see what the video shows. All right, we are heading out to the other side of the river tonight to check out that area. So this is a completely new area for me. We'll see what happens. We are miles back in at this point. This is a new area for me, so this will be it's interesting. Do have a chance of rain coming in tonight, so hopefully it holds off for a while. That always puts a damper on things. Well, we finally got positioned all the way on the other side of the river. It took many, many miles to drive to do it, and it started pouring rain as soon as we got out. So we'll, I kind of figured this was going to happen. It's they're forecasting rain. Rain just kind of screws up everything. I mean, you can't use the thermals because of the moisture. Can't hear anything with a parabolic dish because of all the noise from the rain. It just puts a damper on everything. Okay, we're at a clearing. We heard a textbook Bigfoot howl. There was some large black object down this way that went down and it disappeared. Thermals aren't working very good because of the humidity, so we're using night vision. With a parabolic dish, I'm picking out something whimpering over that way. It might be a fox, but I'm not sure. Sounds kind of canine. Is anybody hearing any of the sticks break again or not?
I haven't heard one in like 5 minutes.
Got lightning in the distance. I wonder if the atmospheric changes affect them at all.
We were just talking about that on our walk back.
Oh.
You know how like when you go fishing and the fish start biting like crazy right before a storm?
Right.
Has anybody tried a whoop or talking to the woods or anything?
I just said hello a couple times. Oh, my ears are ringing. Your ears are ringing? You want me to do one?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do a whoop.
The dog's gonna jump.
hear an owl behind us.
See, I was wondering if it was like glowworms that were reacting because we had walked there or something, but it's all over when I first saw it. So I don't know what it is. I'll see that was off.
That like took my breath away.
I mean, it could be freaking ions, you know. Something.
I'm just seeing if anything shows up on camera that's of an anomaly like that.
Yeah, that could definitely. How the heck would?
I don't know, but I've never seen anything like that before.
That seems weird.
So I kept blinking my eyes because I was like, what? It was like I had a... If anybody heard that.
So
Girl.
you're going to the clearing you were just at?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's only
It's not
about
very far.
50 feet
Okay.
down here, and on the left there's another clearing kind of like this that goes into the trail that goes
Okay.
back to camp. Do you want to go?
Alright, we moved to another clearing a short distance away.
Stop picking your nose, Jim. Just kidding.
Just kidding, you don't have to stop picking your nose.
Yeah.
We're in the dark, we just got night vision going. Had one good howl earlier. Had a pack of coyotes kick off over that direction.
11 o'clock?
No, I'm just talking to the camera here. Now we got Jim and Rich walking. I just had a weird bird noise. We're trying to figure out what it is. Alright, well, it started raining, so on and off. We did have a really good howl tonight that did not sound like coyote or wolf, so it definitely sounded squatchy. All the other noises sounded like natural wildlife. We were facing different directions in the first clearing, and people facing the opposite direction where I was at reported seeing some large object, and it was black on night vision. The thermals weren't working real good just because of the high humidity levels. All the different thermals, different brands, including mine. So, but on night vision, apparently it looked like a very large black object that kind of dropped down and just vanished. So, inconclusive what that is. So, hopefully, when we get the howl, I didn't have an audio recorder going because I had night vision going. I had parabolic dish with headphones going, listening. So, but they're gonna share the howl. I'll try to add that to this video later when it becomes available. And the thermal hit from the other night. Once Jim Sherman downloads that, he's going to share it. We'll figure out what that is. So check out his channel too, Lord Cryptid. So alright, starting to rain. I already got stuff packed up so I wouldn't have to go. It's about 1 a.m. I got about an hour and a half drive home, so I'm just going to head home instead of... Alright, here is a video from Saturday night. The last night of our expedition, we were sitting in a clearing, and we had a howl, classic Sasquatch howl.
I know I get chairs and sit like in this clearing, back to back. What was that? What was that?
And one more time.
I know I get chairs and sit like in this clearing, back to back. What was that? What was that?
So that howl there, we did hear coyotes that night. Later on, that was the first part when we first got to that clearing. Heard a lot of rustling at the edge of the clearing. That howl was a distance away, but we all agreed it was not a wolf, not coyotes. Did not sound canine at all. So you can just hear it in the background. So we found stick structures. One gal there, Karen, she did have something following her through the woods to her campsite, twice actually. Seemed to be more common for them to follow females. My campsite was just beyond hers, and of course I had a dog with me too. That's kind of a deterrence, but this howl was solid. I mean, I've heard these before, and that was definitely Bigfoot related. So definitely not. There's nothing else that sounds like that. So at least we got some audio, and yeah, we'll probably be going back to this location again. So that was my first time there. So rain kind of screwed things up, but we did the best we could. All right, peace out, people.